Hello, Mr. Creative Porter here. Just an update on our bathroom and what we've achieved over the last 3 weeks because I've been a bit ill. Fitting the bath, which is what we wanted to do in this property because everyone loves a bath. It's nice and relaxing. The shower bar mixer is going to go here, so the actual precise measurement is exactly 150mm centres. So basically, I think the normal height of a bath is 560mm. So at the moment, it's 555 there. This end as well, it's 555, and you can adjust there's 4 feet, so these are all solidly fixed in it. You can adjust the threaded rod through this bracket. This bracket is actually screwed to the base of the bath, and it's thick chipboard, so little tiny thin screws. So, and I've also CT1'd it around each bracket to give it some reinforcement. And basically we've just adjusted these, so you've got a nut underneath here, a nut on the top here, and we can just lock it off. That's it. That's nice and tight, and the same with this one as well. Just that's it. That's it. Nice and tight, and obviously these ones as well are fairly self-explanatory. That's nice and tight, and obviously we need to get it level as well. So we've got the spirit level over there, and as you can see, can you get a bit closer? Get the so this is cool. Yeah. So we're level wise, this kind of way, horizontal, and another spirit level over there. If you can get to the spirit level, you have to come out. See the spirit level in there, inside there. Just about get that. So the bubble is in the, just about in the centre. So horizontal wise, and actually there's no brackets holding this bath in there, and already it feels quite solid. I do have these brackets here, which are them brackets at the end there. They also kind of use them for window packers. So I mean, not really quite sure how. I mean, you've got a step here, so I would say, I dare say with some bathrooms that you might have another 20 or 30mm where you can actually screw this, if I could get it behind there, and then you can screw this and wedge it down so that it would make the bathroom more sturdy. You can see the two at the end there, but they might as well come out. Don't need to have them in there really, because so the tiles. Well, actually, last time we had the radiator fitted, so we plumbed in the radiator. So this was a normal, what the class is. It's like a compression fitting. So you got your nut, you got your olive, and you put the PTFE tape. I actually use gas PTFE tape because it's thicker. A couple of 2 or 3 times around, over the olive and over the thread, and then do it up. Your pigtails on the end of the radiator, the same here and the same here. It's a bit of a peculiar shape because underneath here is pretty fixed. The way it is, it's a T-junction. It comes in and it feeds there, and it also comes over here as well. So before, the Yorkshire joint was over here, but I actually turned it around, put another Yorkshire joint in, and obviously made this pipe up. This had to be opened more. It's a setting up valve to let more water flow in, and we ran it up to make sure there's no leaks, and the boiler, I think 1.3, 1.4 bar, which is about 20 psi, something like that. 2 bar is 30 psi, 3 bar 45, so 1 bar 15. It's about 20 psi. So I ran it with just fresh water in to make sure there's no leaks for about a week, and that's fine. And then we used the AD central heating inhibitor. Not worth putting it in straight away, even when you put new radiators, even in a new build. Waste of time putting the inhibitor in until you know there's no leaks. Otherwise you've got to drain the system down again, and then you wasted that money on the inhibitor. So this gets absolutely red hot, and I mean red hot. So it's a bit too big for this bathroom really, but at the end of the day, if it's too hot, you can always turn it down, not a problem. But to do that is lovely. We couldn't do that on our old radiator, and this flat surface is absolutely fantastic. So we've done that. We put these mosaic tiles in, because obviously the distance at the top, if I didn't put these tiles in, then I did calculate, what is that, 20, here to there's 25, so 25, 50, 75, so basically 100 mil from this bottom edge. So 100 mil was there, and as you can see I've got a gap at the top. So yes, I can put if I hadn't put the mosaic in, you can see that I would have got 4 complete tiles in, but I'd had a silly gap at the top. So that's the reason why we put in is it 50 mil? Yeah. So it's a 50 mil there, and then you put a complete tile in, a complete tile in, a complete tile in, and not quite a complete tile. You cut a little bit off the edge. I think it's about 20 mil, 20, 25 mil, and a grout line at the top, and it looks a lot more neater like that. But I didn't want to break it up. We wanted to keep it as a complete unit, but because of this, it now looks sensible at the top. So these tiles are ceramic tiles, and they're easy to drill into. These tiles are not ceramic. They're 10 mil thick, and they are classed as porcelain tiles. Now with a porcelain tile, you need a porcelain tile cutter blade, because otherwise you'll get rough chip marks and it just won't cut, and it needs to be with water as well, help cooling the blade. So these are as tough as anything, as porcelain. That's a different ball game. They aren't ceramic, they're porcelain, and you have to have the right equipment to be able to cut these tiles. So this was the window board. We put this in our kitchen as well, and we've got a nice little spider in the corner already. Get rid of him. He's obviously made hum. We put the grout line inside here as well. This is nice and solid. So we've got, instead of using a lot of people use a trim on the edge. I don't like to use that. I think I'd rather see the tile come to the edge and have the grout line on the inside. So as you see the bathroom straight ahead, all you see is the tile, and you've got a perfectly nice right angle and a very, very strong wall. So the next thing on the list is in with the bath. There's 2 tap holes. They need to be drilled. Taps need to be fitted, and all the plumbing underneath needs to be done, which will be the next job. I've got the bath waste to be able to marry up to. So I don't know if you can get down there or not. This little area here, I might have to cut away, because the actual bath waste is, if I do push this in here, it lifts the bath up, so there's not enough clearance. Remember, the bath, normal rule of thumb, I could raise the bath about 10 mil, which might possibly be a more sensible thing to do, but at the same time I've got a soil pipe here, so it needs to be relatively low anyway. If anything, it needs to be another 5-10 mil lower. So there's no harm in taking this piece of wood out when this is fitted, because when the panel goes on the side of the bath, this will all be covered up anyway. So this pipe obviously needs to be lowered somewhere around there. So we've got to sort the waste out. This cold supply here can be for the cold tap, and then I can tee off into this one, so the cold is on the right hand side. That'll be that part of it done. This one will be the hot. We've got hot on there, HOT, so that can just, it can be clamped over there like that. So I'm just got to put a right angle on that, and then I've got to put an isolating valve in. So this pipe can be joined to here, and then from here to the hot tap, and that's it. As far as the toilet is concerned, this cold pipe can have a right angle as well. That can be on a compression. That can come over there like that, and then I can come up, have an isolating valve, and then that can feed somewhere up here, and that can be the cold feed for the toilet. And then obviously you've got the soil pipe that will come to here anyway, and that'll just naturally fit in, and that's it. The tiles at the top, there's an interesting little angle, but again, as long as you space the tiles correctly, which we have done here, as you can see at the very top, this is all tile adhesive along here. I can use silicone, but I use tile adhesive. We'll see how it goes. If it falls out and it cracks and it falls out, I can always put silicone in. But certainly all the lines need to be exactly where they are. And these three tiles here, they actually tuck behind these brown tiles, which you actually can't see. But the most important thing was to have a grout line here and a grout line come down, so it looks part of the system. Thank you for watching, and please follow us in the next video, hopefully for the completion.